Women still experience a variety of violence and discrimination in the modern world, including domestic violence, sexual assault, and harassment. This is a serious problem that millions of women face all around the world. But let's explore the past and how women were treated in earlier times to learn more about the problem and assess our progress. These are a few instances of violence against women pre-1981. During the Second Sino-Japanese War, Imperial Japanese troops massacred and raped hundreds of civilians in Nanjing, in an incident known as the Rape of Nanking 1937. The massacre took place over a 6-week period, and between 40,000 and over 300,000 Chinese civilians and disarmed combatants were killed by Imperial Japanese Army forces at this time, who also committed rampant rape crimes and looting. Marry rapist laws continue to exist in many parts of the world, including in the Philippines. When a man is liable for a crime of rape, forgiveness can be obtained through marriage. This can be found in Article 266 of the Anti-Rape Law of 1997 or the Republic Act No. 8353.
Breast irony, also known as breast flattening, is the process whereby young pubescent girls' breasts are ironed, massaged, and are pounded down through the use of hard or heated objects in order for the breast to disappear or delay the development of the breast entirely. The mutilation is a traditional practice from Cameroon designed to make teenage girls look less womanly and to deter unwanted male attention, pregnancy, and rape. The practice is commonly performed by family members, 58% of the time by the mother. In many cases, the abuser thinks they are doing something good for their daughter by delaying the effects of puberty so that she can continue her education rather than getting married. Force feeding, known as love, could be defined as the practice of feeding a human against their will. Girl meals most often are porridge, couscous, and camel milk. It's a major issue for girls who live in Western Africa, specifically Mauritania. UNICEF estimates that young girls could be forced to consume 9,000 calories per day, over 4 times more than the World Health Organization's daily recommendation, and some reports suggest that figure could anywhere up to 16,000 calories a day. This practice is supported because weight is a sign of wealth and beauty in Mauritanian culture.
Female genital mutilation, or FGM, is a harmful practice that involves the partial or total removal of external female genitalia or other injury to female genital organs for non-medical reasons. FGM is typically carried out on girls between infancy and age 15, although it can be also performed on adult women. Child marriage is a harmful practice where a child, usually a girl, is married before the age of 18. It is a violation of human rights and a serious form of child abuse, as it deprives children of their childhood, education, and potential. In many cases, child marriage is driven by poverty, gender inequality, and cultural or religious beliefs. Girls who are married as child or children are more likely to drop out of school, have limited access to healthcare, and face increased risk of domestic violence and sexual abuse. Child marriage is a harmful practice where a child, usually a girl, is married before the age of 18. It is a violation of human rights and a serious form of child abuse, as it deprives children of their childhood, education, and potential. In many cases, child marriage is driven by poverty.
The intentional act of rape is to punish individuals who violate conventional gender roles as a weapon against those who disobey traditional gender roles or human sexuality norms is known as corrective rape. Corrective rape is the use of rape against people who do not conform to perceived social norms regarding human sexuality or gender roles. There is no one religion or culture that exclusively uses the concept of honor and shame to justify killing and other forms of violence. The act of an honor killing has a number of negative impacts that not only have an impact on the victims' families but also on society as a whole.
Foot binding. Foot binding was a practice first carried out on young girls in China to restrict their normal growth and make their feet as small as possible. Considered an attractive quality, the effects of foot binding were painful and permanent. It was commonly utilized to set high-class females apart from everyone else and subsequently as a means for lower class to advance in social standing. Foot binding was still a common practice even in the first decade of the 20th century CE. Cyber sex trafficking. Every year, a growing number of young women and children are abused. Women are particularly vulnerable to online traffickers and predators. Cyber sex trafficking, often known as online sexual exploitation, is a type of contemporary slavery and cybercrime. When a victim is coerced into a sexual exploitation by deception, coercion, or force, and their abuse is broadcast live online through webcam, video, photos, or any digital media. This is known as cyber sex trafficking. Blackmail and grooming are two components of cyber sex trafficking, which also occasionally entails influencing and weakening the victim's guard in order to commit sexual abuse. The Philippine government documented hundreds of thousands of incidents of violence against women in the year 2021 until now. But there is something we can do to rescue them. By being attentive and more mindful to identify the red flags of sexual and physical abuse, comprehend the online threats to prevent the involvement of vulnerable teens and minors in cybersex or any platform that can lead to treading upon the dignity of women beings. By using our voice and strength wisely, stand for the right of every woman and fight for the justice of the victims. We can say, we can stop violence against women.